Well, our weak La Nina is officially underway. NOAA and the IRI have issued an advisory for La Nina lasting through the winter and probably into the early spring. We have sea surface temperatures that are cooler than half a degree below average in the Nino 3.4 index region. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, they've been at the borderline of moderate strength. However, that can just be a brief surge. Our overall average over the last several weeks has been in the weak category. And the atmospheric variables are also falling into place. The patterns are looking La Nina-ish. The trade winds haven't gotten much stronger than average yet, but they are a little bit stronger in the western part of the basin, and we expect things to fall into place more cleanly now. And our climate forecasts are following suit. Without telling the models we have a weak La Nina, they just know because they pick up the current observations in the atmosphere and the ocean, and they integrate through out to several months and seasons in advance. And sure enough, they're calling for some of the climate impacts that we expect with a weak La Nina. However, some of them are not there. For example, southern Africa usually gets a nice rainy season when there's a La Nina, but our forecast doesn't show that very much at all. In Indonesia, where we expect it to be wet, mostly only the northern part of Indonesia is forecast to be wet. The Philippines very much so, and northern Australia a little bit later in the season, a few months out yet. And a few other places are only weakly showing up. But one of the places falling right into place is the United States, where we're forecasting dryish and warm, above average temperature in the southern tier of the US, especially the southeast. And up in the northern plains, we're going for wetter than average and cooler than average. And however, the Northeast does not necessarily share in that forecast, especially near the coast. So don't get too excited over a very snowy and cold season. It might not happen. So overall, it's a weak event in the forecast, and some of the places are not forecast to have the canonical or expected impacts, but some of them are. And there you have it. Maybe we'll have a forecast that looks more normal for a La Nina next month. I would tend to expect that. And that's what we're expecting. So we expect it to last into the early spring and then go back to neutral, and we'll have a more bland set of forecasts.